Day 5 of the tragedy in Longview. The final victims recovered.
There were fathers, sons, friends, mentors, and co-workers.
The impacts of the disaster still on the faces of the first responders.
One of the most significant tragedies our community has experienced since the eruption of Mount St. Helens.
In a community where everyone knows everyone, neighbors gather, helping any way they can.
I have friends, I have family at Nippon, and so this is just something that we're called to do.
I hope today will give the families so affected by this incident the closure needed to begin the long process of healing.
That coming from the Longview Fire Chief as he announced that the crews had recovered all missing victims from the chemical tank blast at an area paper mill. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Art Edwards. The Cowlitz County coroner, during an afternoon press briefing, also announced that they have identified all the victims following the days of ongoing searches.
This work has been intense, it's been methodical, and incredibly difficult for everyone that's been involved.
And we remain committed to stand with this community through every step of the investigation and cleanup process ahead.
Let's run you through what has happened up until now. This all started on Tuesday when a 900,000-gallon tank ruptured at the Nippon Dynawave packaging facility. It caused caustic white liquor to spill, a chemical used to break down wood chips. The bodies of 9 people were eventually found in the blast site. 2 others died in the hospital and 8 more were hurt. The EPA and local state officials are monitoring the air and water quality and continue to say the Longview's drinking water is safe. The Nippon Dynawave facility is mostly closed for right now, with affected workers staying paid through June 7th. As the remaining victims are recovered from the Nippon Dynawave plant, we are hearing from the fiance of one of those victims, as well as organizers of a vigil held this evening. John Adams spent the day in Longview as the community continues to grieve.
It's been a long, difficult week for the community of Longview. But for families and loved ones of those lost in the Nippon Dynawave disaster, it's been nothing short of a nightmare.
I've been here since Tuesday every day, hoping for him to come out alive.
But Patricia Kraft's hopes were extinguished on Saturday. Her fiancé, Norm Barlow, was the last victim recovered from the implosion site.
I'm happy, but my stomach hurts because it's reality. Now you have that body.
Kraft tells us the 58-year-old was her high school sweetheart, describing him as a kind and loving person.
And like I said, he would do anything for you, and a great sense of humor. Wonderful man, wonderful man.
On Saturday evening, a vigil was held to remember the 11 lives lost. Organizer Brittany Brown tells us the goal was to create a space for residents and family members to grieve.
This is gonna take decades to recover from in our community.
The incident robbing so many of their loved ones.
And now I'm going home to his cat, and I'm going home to a very empty place. And I can't ever have that love that I had with him because of what happened here.
We need to look out for each other and take care of these individuals as they grieve, and nothing else really matters than that.
In Longview, John Adams, KGW News.
Just days after the tragedy, the community quickly coming together to support the victims and their families. Our Jake Holter brings us the story of neighbor helping neighbor.
Here outside Bob's Sporting Goods in downtown Longview, a line wrapped around the parking lot here for a community barbecue to raise money for the families affected by the mill disaster. And this is just one of the many events that are happening to support these families.
You get to come out and not feel sad alone.
Hundreds of people brought together by barbecue and love for their neighbors Saturday.
People just keep coming, and it's unreal to us that, something that was thrown together Thursday night is that everybody showed up to.
Longview hurting after 11 of their own were killed after a tank imploded at the Nippon Dynawave facility Tuesday. So at Saturday's community barbecue, people were encouraged to pay what they can, with all proceeds going to the families impacted by the accident.
It's heartbreaking when such an integral part of the community, and so many people in the community experience that level of loss. And so it's really encouraging to see when the rest of the community steps up and wants to take care of everybody.
Across town, multiple vendors at the Cowlitz Community Farmers Market are donating some of their proceeds to the families, including Easy Peasy Lemonade.
I was laying in bed on Tuesday night, the night that it happened, or the day it happened, and I just knew I had to do something to contribute to it. So this is the only way I could really help in some way.
People we spoke with touched by the act of kindness, some even grabbing a lemonade after seeing the fundraiser posted online.
I have a 50-ounce strawberry pomegranate.
For many, the tragedy still too raw to even talk about, but being together helps.
A lot of new faces I haven't seen at the market. I hear about every Saturday, but a lot of new faces that just came out because they know local businesses are wanting to help in a small way that they can for the families.
Even down in Kalama, people want to do what they can to help.
Absolutely heartbreaking, devastating. And so I feel like in times like these, there's not a whole lot you can do other than coming together. And I feel like we are community strong through and through. We always come together, and right now that's what we need to do.
And Alice says 100% of their Sunday sales at the Kalama Red Leaf location will go to the affected families. In Longview, Jake Holter, KGW News.
The Cowlitz-Wahkiakum Central Labor Council and the union representing Nippon Dynawave workers have established a donation fund at the Lower Columbia Longshoremen's Federal Credit Union. People can also donate at Fiber Federal Credit Union and Red Canoe Credit Union branches. Now that the victim recovery is over, officials say an investigation into the cause of the implosion has started. Look for all of our coverage and how you can support the Longview community on KGW.com and our free TV streaming app, KGW+. Well, we are about to head into the last day of May, and it is going to be gorgeous with sunshine scheduled for all day Sunday. We'll also see warmer temperatures. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here with the latest.
Hey there, Art. Well, you can schedule that sunshine for Monday, Tuesday, and a good portion of the first full week of June as well. Our temperatures will gradually warm up. Now, as you can see on the radar, we're not seeing any rain, and that's pretty much been what we've been seeing so far this month. There's only about 5-6 days so far this month of May with measurable amount of rain. And yeah, we should on average see about 2.5 inches of rain. Yeah, we're not going to see that at all as we head into the last day of May. We're going to be seeing a big deficit by almost 2 inches, believe it or not. But as we look at Futurecast, the only place that might be waking up to some cloud cover will be throughout the Oregon Cascades. Other than that, we're looking at clear skies from beginning to end. Some clouds will kind of filter in a little bit all the way into Monday afternoon and Monday night, but we're not going to be seeing anything in terms of rainfall until potentially the later part of this upcoming week and into next weekend. So as we look at the chance for rain, if you're along the east side of the state, that's your best bet at seeing some of those thunderstorms materialize by the early part of next week. But for tomorrow, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the upper 40s, daytime highs running right around the low 70s. We really see the heat move in for the early part of June. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Joe. New into our newsroom today, a human trafficking mission lasting several months results in the arrest of 30 people. Portland police said that they focused on the area of Northeast 82nd Avenue and Northeast Sandy Boulevard. Among the arrests, at least 3 are also charged with purchasing sex with a minor and 1 unlawful firearm possession. During this mission, officers got in touch with more than 100 survivors of human trafficking and offered advocacy services. In Woodburn, a man is facing charges after attacking a woman and causing a standoff with police. Just after 7 on Friday night, officers were told that 29-year-old Donald Finlayson attacked a woman twice while in possession of a firearm. When police arrived, Finlayson shut himself into a unit at Woodburn Villa Apartments. After about 2 hours, while SWAT officers were on their way, Finlayson surrendered himself peacefully. And in Estacada, it took multiple different agencies to get a structure fire under control early today. Just before 11 o'clock this morning, Clackamas County 911 got a call about a fire at a cannabis growing facility on Northwest Noble Drive. Crews found heavy smoke plus pressurized containers and liquid fertilizers that were all threatened by the fire. Crews had to call on Portland General Electric to secure power and needed to crawl under growing racks to reach the source of the fire. One firefighter was treated for heat exhaustion. The cause of that fire is under investigation.